they want to do better at home, what can they do right now?
Well, you win the battle for health in your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, Lawrence. So I'll give you two concrete things right this second, and then I'll give you some hope about the future. Number one, get those kids outside and playing. And they need an hour a day of some activity. Only about 15% of kids, that's 1 in 7 children, get an hour of activity a day. That's standard to any human species survival, is your young kids can go run around and learn how to do things while they're playing with each other, to get them out. And the second is give them real food. You heard Secretary Kennedy talk about 70% of the food being ultra processed. Just give them food that comes out of the ground looking the way it looks when you eat it. Real food that you can recognize. Those two things alone will make a dramatic difference and help the country. It's also your patriotic duty, because less than a quarter of kids are eligible for the military because they've got underlying health issues. Yeah. Now that's stated.
Okay, Shalom. Kwam Allah, Koholimala, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachachadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the Akim and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is our Hanan the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this article, that's your man's Dr. Oz. He's the guy that Trump chose for Medicaid and Medicare. And as you can see right here, he was quoting RFK Jr. I think he's over some portion of health. Anyway, this place is through. But what people were saying is, it says Dr. Oz ridiculed for urging parents to feed their kids real food. When Michelle Obama said this. When Michelle Obama said this, it was communism. And the only people that's fussing about this shit is some damn Democrats. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Some damn Democrats, you know what I'm saying? That's mad that Trump is in office. When you think that this is just common sense shit, that what this guy's saying is, okay, yeah, you should be getting your children to eat better foods. You should be getting their asses off a damn laptop all day, or a phone. Or and just get the asses off of social media and have them outside running and playing, getting some exercise, because these kids are fat as hell. Y'all say obese, but I'm just gonna straight come out with it. These kids are fat as fuck. For real. I'm talking about little bitty kids, man. They're just way too overweight. Motherfuckers' eyes can barely open. Their damn cheeks and fucking forehead all fat, just squeezing their damn eyes closed. But anyway, couple of different things that we can get out of this is, for one, let's get it's that Esau is actually telling on themselves. So let's get Psalms chapter 64 and verse 8, because he's letting you know that he knows things are fucked up. He knows that they're the ones that's fucking it up. Because see, you think a lot of these Republican families, they're generally pretty much decent meals, you know what I'm saying, for their children. These damn Democrats is pizza, Cheetos, Mountain Dew, repeat. Bologna sandwiches, just some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of the Democrats, they're kind of pretty much overworked in a sense, but a lot of these Republicans too, they asses is being, the screws is being put to their asses too. But they do generally have a mindset of how to eat, as far as, what they can get fresh in this country. They're not eating ultra processed foods, man. They're not eating, bullshit vegetables and fruits, man. They pretty much, have the best of all of it, because this is their kingdom, of course. But you have these Democratic, so-called white people that just, they're just lazy, fat as fuck. Pretty much overall, they living like niggas, you know what I'm saying? But they think that they're so privileged because they're actually so-called white people. And really, in reality, they're actually, a lot of them are worse off than niggas. I mean, even with so-called black people, Hispanics and Native American people, they are trying to eat better. They will generally go for a better, selection, so to speak, these days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are trying to get rid of pork. You see a lot more so-called black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans exercising. You see a lot of it, but you know what I'm saying? It's just not enough. And it's too far gone for this particular nation to be trying to get the kids healthy, because that social media has saturated them. They're through. They're done. That shit is a wrap. You know, you see they have a problem with the phone now. If you take away that phone from that kid, he'll trash your house. Actually, it's kids that have deleted their parents for taking that social media away from them. You know, so that part of it is gone. They're through. Only way you can get them to not be that way is to never introduce a phone to them ever in their life. Straight up. As a matter of fact, I was just kicking it with the neighbors. And, he got his twins over, his little visitation and shit. He got a boy and girl twin set. They like 10 years old. And, I kind of walked up and they was, kind of discussing something. They asked me a question like, what do you prefer, iPhone or Android? As far as the phones and shit. I'm like, well, shit, me personally, even though I have an iPhone, I do prefer an Android. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're better, but the little girl, she was like, well, I like iPhone because I can put my fingerprint on there and I can my facial ID and this, that. And I'm like, shit, you only fucking 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, but see, she doesn't know no better. She has absolutely no idea that they are the generation that, they really want to put that microchip into, But, and her dad was just sitting there like, he wasn't saying shit. I'm like, well, shit, damn, you see. But he actually said, yeah, that's the police tracker. But I'm like, well, shit, why would you allow your children that young, especially a young girl like that, because she's a pretty little girl. Why would you allow her to actually interact with her phone like that when knowing the days and times that we're living in? And you're the parent, you know what I'm saying? Like, nope, you can put in just a regular password. You don't need to put your fingerprint in there. You do not need your facial recognition for this damn phone. But they was just riding on along with it. But anyway, Psalm 64:8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So this is what this guy, Dr. Oz, is basically has done right here. He's telling on them. He's telling on their people. Because who you think is coming up with the ultra processed foods that he's talking about? Who do you think has come up with the phone with the social media that everybody is wired into? So-called white man. He's the one that's in control of all those things. It's within their power to say, nope, no more ultra-processed foods are going to no supermarkets. If we catch you producing anything like that's going to be a fine of $100,000 and 10 years in jail. You're going hard about so-called the abortions and all this other shit, talking about sending doctors to jail for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So why not just push forward with all of it? Since you want to make America great again, then RFK, his slogan is "Make America Healthy Again," and he's then got rid of the little red number 3 dye, I think it is, out of the foods. No, motherfucker, you need to get rid of the whole shit. Shouldn't be no TV dinners. Shouldn't be no bologna. Shouldn't be no hot dogs. Shouldn't be no sausages. Shouldn't be no bacon. Matter of fact, trying to think, was I in this phone? I might have not been in this phone. Let me see something real quick. My history. Oh, right here. I was reading it in this phone right here. This is my Android. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate doing videos on that iPhone. It takes forever for them to upload. The Android, them shits upload just like that. But it says a registered dietitian shares 3 inflammatory foods you want to avoid if you suffer from chronic pain. Processed meats. And she, let me get to the point of what she was saying here. It's not a long article, but processed meats. I'm just want to get to the point of what she was saying. It says the meats that you want to avoid are very processed meats, like pepperoni, bacon, sausage, lunch meats, and beef jerky, explains Chelsea in one of her videos. And it's a lot more stuff than that. But people wake up every day and eat bacon. There's people that wake up every day, you know what I'm saying? Not only do they eat bacon, they add tons of sugar to their coffee. They'll have a damn bagel. They'll have, all kinds of shit with added sugar. So they're not really explaining to the people how to actually really eat and what you should be eating. Now, we know that we will eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, because that's a curse upon us as a people. But as you come into this truth, you should be trying to do as best you can, to eat better. Fasting and just letting your body rest from a lot of that bullshit, man, can help tremendously too. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just going to jump to the point. Ezekiel 4:13. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. So we're eating our bread defiled amongst these nations that we've been scattered through in captivity. And they're right about the kids being active, man. Like, my neighbor's kids was out, and they don't come out often either. You know what I'm saying? They just so happen to be cutting the grass, but it's some kids across the street from me. And those are the most fit kids on the block. They out there throwing the football every day. I'm talking about shit. They fuck an hour. They be out there playing all damn day long. They like 7, 8, 9, something like that there. But man, when I tell you, man, them little kids, they play baseball, they play football. They got like a big ass lot right next to their house. So they pretty much got a damn football field right next to their house. They don't even have to go nowhere. But it's a basketball courts and shit up the street, at the school. They be going down there shooting hoops, but they play all day and they in very good shape. I'm talking about lean as hell. It's not a pinch of fat on those children. And they're like the only kids on the block that I see like that. And then there's some other kids that they actually play with that's on the corner. You know what I'm saying? But it's like about 5 or 6 of them. But other than that, I don't see no kids on the block. You don't see no kids out here playing and shit, man. These kids are big as hell. When you do see them, they just struggling to get into the car. Struggling to get out of the car. They're not going out playing like that, man. They're constantly on the phone. They're sitting on the couch. They're watching TV, and it's just not good for you. You need to be moving about, getting your damn blood circulating and shit like that, man. But I just seen this, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, you guys are the ones that's in control of the planet, and all this stuff that they trying to do. You're like 50, 60 years in with the bullshit processed foods. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me see. Let's just put in, when did ultra processed foods come into play? I didn't even have to finish it. Okay, it says the term ultra-processed foods was coined in 2009 by Brazilian researchers. However, the concept of processed foods, which ultra-processed foods fall under, has existed for much longer. Processed foods have been around since ancient times, with early examples including salting, smoking, and drying foods for preservation. That's going off into Esau, man. Esau be doing a lot of that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It says the industrialization of the food production in the 19th and 20th century led to the significant increase in the production of processed foods such as canned goods, instant foods, and convenience foods, see? And that's why a lot of the times, too, when you're dealing with canned goods, you kind of want to pour off that bullshit that's in the can, you know what I'm saying, and run some water over it and rinse it. And, it kind of gives you a little bit of start from scratch, even though it's not going to get rid of everything. But you want to get rid of the brine, so to speak, or whatever it is that they have this shit floating in, because Esau is just diabolical, man. It says ultra-processed foods, which are typically defined as highly processed foods containing multiple ingredients such as additives, preservatives, and artificial flavors, become more prevalent in the late 20th century. Their widespread availability was facilitated by advancement in food technology and the rise of fast food culture. And we know that fast food goes back to Esau, during the Roman games. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those Greek games, when they would be sitting in those arenas, it's no different than you going to the NFL or NBA game, and you sitting there and you watching, even though back then it used to be more gladiatorial sports, people fighting and, cutting off arms and heads and sending a damn lion out rushing towards you, but people would want a quick bite to eat. So this is all Rome, Rome all over again. You know what I'm saying? But all that ultra processed, everything. See, and you got these people are paying extra through things like Uber Eats and DoorDash to actually deliver death to them, poison to them. You're paying an extra $10, $15, $20, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't get that Uber Eats, DoorDash bullshit where, you're paying extra for somebody to bring you some shit that you can easily put on your damn stove and cook within 15 minutes. You can have that shit cooked before the motherfucker get there. It's nothing to held up. Even though you want to stay away from the dainties, deep fried foods and shit. But if you're going to order just some goddamn wingdings, come on, bro. Shit, you can air fry those. So air frying is a lot healthier than throwing them bitches in that grease. You know, you can air fry those in no time. It's just people are impatient. Matter of fact, one of the things that was spoken of, that the attitude of the people that will be happening in the end days is incontinent. The word goes into self-control. But this is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent." That's that word right there. And it goes off into having no self-control. Fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. See? But the word that I wanted to get there was that incontinent, that having no self-control, which that's something that we can all work on. And that can go into any area of your life, because some people are, they don't have no self-control when it comes to sex, drinking, eating, just doing things in excess. You know what I'm saying? Like just, they just, they're, and then with the foods, they don't have no nutrients in it anyway. So if the nutrients are being stripped, it's just like you're eating, but you're not being fulfilled, But, yeah, just wanted to touch on this, man, because this shit is it's through, man, and there's no coming back. See, they talking about making America great again, as if this place is just gonna continue, but you've wrecked everything. It's like running the car into a damn tree and still trying to start it. It's done, man. That bitch is total. They have what you call total. America is totaled. There's no coming back from it, man. You're trying to put some old piece. You can't do it. It's like the whole frame is mangled. This place is done. So I didn't want to keep this long. And again, they was all talking about, and the shit that Michelle Obama was talking about back then too. It was some bullshit too. Them foods that she was talking about. I remember her talking about little fresh lunches and shit like that. But if you eating any kind of lunchroom food, that shit is no different than prison food. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the best of nothing. That's all ultra processed food that people are these private companies have. They get the contracts to the school and they ship that shit through, and they get to warming that shit up in the cafeteria, man. It's not like those people are in the cafeteria actually cutting up real food. You know what I'm saying? And cutting up real carrots. You know what I'm saying? Plucking real peas. You know what I'm saying? No, they're not doing nothing like that, man. They all that shit is already processed. It's already ready to go. It ain't nothing but a quick little warm that shit up and throw it on those platters for the kids and give them that sugary ass drink, little fruit punch, that sugary ass chocolate milk, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they got a vending machine in all the schools. You can run up and get a damn candy bar. Or matter of fact, shit, a lot of the kids, they already got that shit in they pockets already. You know what I'm saying? A pack of motherfucking Skittles. You know what I'm saying? A Starburst or whatever, a damn Hershey's, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this place is through. It's through, man. It's crazy that you will have to go into a supermarket and get to reading the back of ingredients. That is insane. And then you have people that just walk in, man, they just grab that shit and just keep it moving. But, and that's the beauty of this truth. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for this truth, man, for giving us this wisdom, this knowledge and understanding, man, of doing better, because again, we do eat our bread to fall amongst these Gentiles, but you can do better. You know what I'm saying? We have to do the best that we can. And then also having that wisdom of praying over the food, praying to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua over that food, man. You see? So, I don't know I already know who's ridiculing this, man. It's these Democrats. Somebody says, then food stamps need to be increased. Fresh fruits, vegetables, milk costs more than canned goods. So it says the Republicans will be taking all that away. Yep. Says fresh carrots $1.19 a pound, canned carrots $1.19 for 8.25 ounce, and they are loaded with salt. Learn to shop, buy food that stretches, buy things that can be used in many different ways. Your argument is ridiculous, and they right. They are right. It's just able-bodied people need to get off their asses and work. Yep. Yeah. It says the difference is that the Obama administration tried to force real food into student diets. The Trump administration is recommending real food. Well, they should be forcing real food on your ass. You shouldn't even have a choice. You shouldn't even be thinking of, anything other than real food. That shows you how fucked up in the mind these people are in this country. Like, you can't make me, I want Doritos all day. I can eat fucking Doritos all day. If I want to eat a fucking case of donuts, I can eat a case of donuts. That's the way that they think. And then, you know what I'm saying? They wondering why the fucking healthcare is so much in this country, because y'all some damn consumers, and I guess these motherfuckers just figure you deserve to go broke trying to get back healthy after fucking yourself up. Like, for real. And then this little shit that this guy doing with the food stamps, because he's basically, I guess, cutting, I'm not sure what it was, sugary drinks, or I guess chips and cookie, I don't know, some shit, sweets and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But shit, this motherfuckers, they eating shrimp, crab, lobster, they eating all kinds of shit on EBT here where the fuck I live, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you can go straight to a fish market, and these markets where, you know what I'm saying, they call it, you buy, we fry. Well, pretty much, you pick out what you want, and they fry that shit right on the spot. But shit, you can get a damn seafood boil with the damn food stamps here. Right off the jump. Spending about $30, $40 on that shit. Just easy. Nothing. So here you go. You got the people have access to all kinds of bullshit other than the sugary drinks and sweets and shit. And then, that shit is addictive too, man. All that, because it's a lot of additives in the food. A lot of preservatives, man. A lot of sugar. You know what I'm saying? So, and when shit really hits the fan, man, people going to be out here bugging the fuck out. And it's only going to take a day, 2 days of these people not having what they want to eat. 2 days. Matter of fact, I've been watching a few movies this week. I watched one called Hunger. I can't think of this one I watched last night. But this one called Hunger, shit, the motherfuckers, man, they had shit, man. I think it was by day 24, they ain't had no food. And this guy had them in a damn well or some shit like that. He had cameras throughout that bitch trying to see what they were going to do. And he's jotting down. He was like, I don't know, maybe into science or something. But whatever the case may be, it got to a point where those motherfuckers got hungry, and they had water. But the water ended up getting low too. But they did have water. But man, they ended up cracking this dude over the head and went towards his ass like a hungry pack of fucking hyenas, man. Yep, and then I watched another one last night where motherfuckers was, it was an EMP attack and shit went down and motherfuckers was hungry than a motherfucker, but they ran out of water as well. So when shit get crazy, we're praying that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will have mercy on us, man, and that, Isaiah 33:6 kick in, that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. What the scripture says that the Lord shall feed us, man. You know what I'm saying? He says his servant shall eat. And his servant shall drink, and his servant shall have joy. But man, shit, when it straight comes down to it, when these people, especially these kids, bro, Americans, motherfuckers is used to eating. It's just at will. It's like shit just everywhere. You're just, matter of fact, shit, I was just, the people that was in the supermarket, I was just trying to grab a couple of little things, man, for the Shabbat. Shit, I was trying to make some damn vegetarian chili, matter of fact, actually. And I needed a couple of little things or whatever. But Jake is in there with a buggy full of motherfucking pork ribs trying to motherfucking barbecue for this man's bullshit ass memorial holiday. I'm talking about grocery cart full of everything that's on that list that they said you shouldn't fucking eat. All kinds of sugary ass drinks and the thing, you know what I'm saying? Chips and shit. And then, of course, Little Caesar's pizza was off the hook because, of course, that's what they're going to eat before they eat the big meal. While everything is cooking, we got to get the kids a pizza. So they just killing these motherfucking kids, man. These kids are done. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, ain't no use in they trying to explain nothing to them because they're just not going to get it. I seen a guy who was buying a watermelon and, you know, and he was asking me something. And I was like, well, you know, shit, I don't fuck with him. I ain't no watermelon in probably 20 years or so, shit. Ever since they started doing them seedless, I was like, no, I don't fuck with nothing without no seeds. He's like, yeah, man, I heard about that. He's like, man, you right. But guess what? He dug on down off in there and found him one and still walked and put that bitch in his basket and rolled right to the motherfucking cashier and he checked out for that bitch even though, you know, he knew that shit is not right. You know what I'm saying? All that seedless shit. Nah, man, see, Esau fucking with everything. But guess what? It's going to be over with soon. It's going to be all over with, man. You know, the Lord is going to put one over the earth that's more profitable. Because Esau, this man got to go, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything, nothing will survive if this man continues to rule for another 100 years. You crazy? Another 25? Can you imagine another generation of ultra-processed YouTube babies? Come on, man. The fuck out of here. This place through, man. But anyway, I'm going to end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying with that. Kwame Yasha Allah and a bubble ball.